I know that when I first arrived at Barat House community, having had experiences of living with people before, I was a bit concerned about what the rules might be or the boundaries might be. And I can remember one of my friends wanting to invite them for dinner, and so I asked the community, is it okay if this person comes? And I remember Margaret saying to me, but you're at home, this is your home, you can invite them, of course you can invite anybody anytime you want. And so thereafter that, it was kind of like, okay, I'll just let them know that this person's coming and make sure that there's nothing else planned. And since then I've kind of relaxed, and I really am at home, so I feel like people can come in and out, and I can really be myself. But how was that for you, coming into community? Did you have, what were your expectations? What did you kind of expect and feel?
Well, I have to say I didn't know what to expect when I first came. I think I've kind of developed an expectation as I've been here. Probably, just forgotten what I was going to say. Somebody else talk.
I suppose one of the main things that a lot of people expect, or have a lot of people, when you're telling people that you're living in community with nuns, people have some kind of expectation about what living with a nun would be about. And I think that's one of the things that's been the biggest, not surprise exactly, but that it's actually just, you're living with just people just like you. I mean, you're just living with normal people, and there's not really anything different. So it's not that one feels one has to always explain this when you're sort of out in the world, as it were. But actually, that. Just being yourself at home is really what it's like. And I suppose that was a little bit of a surprise. And of course, you're living with, you're in a community of 10 people. There are certain things that one has to do in order to live in peace and harmony with each other, and that's what you'd expect in a family, really. So, respecting each other's space, and that means that clearing up after yourself and things like that, just things that you would expect, really.
Yeah, I like the way you said family, because actually that is a really, I think, for me, important, because we are like a family, and it is your home, so it's kind of like the community being a family, and that's why I think, like, for me, probably the most important thing is just to be myself, because that's what you are in a family. You're just totally yourself, and you just let go and just are normal, and you enjoy that, because sometimes you have to hide that from certain people who might judge you, whereas here it's just totally relaxed. It's really nice.
Yeah, I think I was I didn't know what to expect sort of joining the community, but there's all the positive aspects of being in a community and praying together if you want to at night time, or the only other thing really that you have to do, but it's a very positive and enjoyable thing, is the community meal and prayer afterwards, which is every 2 weeks, and everything else is just like living happily in a house together.
Can I ask a question about, you say living in a community with the nuns and it's very ordinary. Do you actually see anything about our way of life together? Do you see anything that...
Yeah, I suppose when I said ordinary, I was meaning that it's not something one has to... you don't have to make lots of adjustments yourself in order to live alongside. Of course, the experience of living in a spiritual community is very different than, living anywhere else. And that's the great thing about it, that you're living with people for whom God is the central part of their lives, and of course that makes such a difference to absolutely every way that they live and behave with each other. So, of course that's going to make a huge difference to the way that the community functions. So, yeah, when I said ordinary, I perhaps didn't say quite the right thing.
No, but I think it's maybe my question is do you actually notice? Are you aware of how we are as community? Because in a sense we're a community within a community, and then Barat House itself is within a bigger community of the community of the university. And it's like, what do you understand or anything of our way of life kind of living among us? Or with us, not among us, but actually with us and alongside us.
The only thing I'd say, sorry to jump in, is that it's a bit like when you throw a pebble in a pond and you get ripples out, and that, you know, at the heart of when you throw it in, you know, the very first ripple, if you like, is the community, you know, you as the sister community. But then, you know, there are other rings that go wider and wider, and I think we are part of a ring that's wider, like you're part of the RSCJ community more widely. You know, it's so that you're still included. There's not a sense of being excluded, but you know, there's still the sense that you are set apart, if you like, not in a sort of exclusive way, but there is that slight difference. I don't know if anybody else has to go in at all.
I think it's really inspirational to see how you four interact and, as part of your society, get together every evening and pray and eat together and share together, and how God is the centre of your lives.
And it's nice to be able to share that as well, because I do feel like, because obviously when we have our community prayer and meal, it's kind of like you guys do that every night, and then we do that kind of every other week, and it's nice for us as the wider community to come together and to kind of share that as well, like the God aspect, and it's really nice.
You have the opportunity, when it is time for community prayer, you have the opportunity to lead that and choose how you lead that. So it gives you an opportunity to kind of really show your own way of expressing your spirituality. So, like, how do you find that, like, the creativity in prayer and the openness? Because it's not rigid. You can express yourself however you like. So
I mean, it's nice as well. Like, for that, we do get a chance to kind of, I don't know, show what our faith means to us. And obviously, because we're not all Catholics like you guys, like Protestants and just different denominations can come together, and, like, I don't know, some maybe we pray slightly differently, and we get to share those differences, and you learn more, and like, kind of, I've learned so much more about how, like normally I'm quite a quiet person praying, and I've actually really enjoyed being able to pray aloud, and I've really liked that, because I wouldn't have learnt that, like, if I hadn't have come to Barat. So, yeah.